Good morning, students. This is Monday, November 9th. And this is my video for the week on the upcoming schedule and assignments for the week. I first want to remind you to make sure you look at Focus, look at Schoology, make sure everything is up to date and that you're turning everything in. I believe next Friday is progress reports for second quarter. And we're almost halfway done with this quarter, which means that we're almost done with this class. It's only a semester class, so you have till now until we go away for Christmas break to get as high a grade as you can for the semester, because next semester you are going to econ, and you'll probably have Vito Bavaro or one of the other econ teachers that are teaching this year online. So make sure you look at Focus, look at Schoology, make sure you're turning everything in. If you turned it in, I'm still grading a lot of stuff online and in my brick and mortar classes, so bear with me. If you turned it in but it's not graded yet, don't worry. I'm working on all that and I'll have it in as soon as I can. One thing I want to make sure that you turned in, if you have not done so, do that today, right away, is turn in your ballot for the election. I am currently counting the ballots for my election that I had last class for my brick and mortar kids and a lot of my e-learning kids. So make sure you turn in your ballot so I can count your vote so I can publish my results. All right, once I get my results, I'll publish them for everybody to see, okay? So make sure you get that in. But also make sure you've done the other assignments. So look back at Focus, look at Schoology, see what you're missing, get it turned in so I can grade it as soon as possible. Like I said, bear with me, I'm grading a lot of stuff, so it's very time consuming, okay? So bear with me if it hasn't been graded yet and you turned it in the last week or so, okay? All right, let's move on to this week. This week's gonna be fairly easy. I'm gonna give you more time to work on your civic participation project. I'm also gonna talk about the letter that you're gonna write to your elected representative that's going with the project. All right, but first, today, Monday, you're doing a little activity. We're talking about the legislative branch. So today you're gonna make a bill. If you were a member of Congress and you could introduce a bill, what would it be? So look at Schoology, look at the assignment. It will be posted very shortly once I finalize it and I finalize this video. So make sure you look at Schoology for today to see what the assignment is, but you're making a bill. Attached will be the instructions on how to make a bill, but also will be this worksheet as well. All right, this is a flow chart of how a bill becomes a law. It talks about the House and the Senate. This is a very simplified version. Obviously, it's much more complicated than this, but this is very simplified. You need to print this out and keep it in your notes because you're going to need this for the test, for your next test. All right, you definitely need this because if you don't have this, it's going to be very hard for you to answer the questions that I have on the test about the flow chart if you don't have the flow chart, okay? With this little activity today, you are to choose a bill. You can choose it from this list that I have attached with it, or you can come up with your own bill. Anything you want to see become a law. All right, it can be something from this list, or it can be something totally different. All right, for example, I use this all the time because someone wants to do this every class, but if you want to legalize marijuana, that's fine, but you have to have good reasons why you want to legalize marijuana, okay, recreation or medicinal. So make sure you explain thoroughly what you need to do or what is going to happen when your bill passes, okay? So on a blank sheet of paper, you're going to make your bill on the front. It's a flyer. On the back, or on a separate sheet of paper, that's where you need to explain to me about your bill. Like, why do we need to pass your bill? For example, tell me how much money can be made or saved, or how many people are in prison, or how many people can be out, or whatever. Try to convince people to vote for your bill. Even if they don't really care about your bill, get them to vote for your bill, all right? Telling people how much money can be made or saved for any bill you choose will get people's attention. Okay, money gets people's attention. If you're going to tell somebody that they're going to raise $50 billion if your bill is passed, that gets people's attention. If you tell people we can save $50 billion, that gets people's attention. Okay, so whatever bill you choose, doesn't matter what it is, try to explain in great detail on the back or on a separate sheet of paper what your bill is all about and why should we vote for it. Convince people who are not really convinced. Okay, that's today. Starting tomorrow, we're going to look at the letter for elected representative for your civic participation project. You will see this sample letter attached to the assignment on Schoology. You don't have to submit the letter there. I want you to submit the letter with your project in the actual project when it is due. Once again, I don't have an exact due date, but probably in the next couple days, I'm going to finalize that and it probably is going to be due after Thanksgiving, which is like 2-3 weeks away. So just know that. After Thanksgiving, maybe the first week of December, because I have to have a few weeks to grade them all. So anyway, it'll probably be after Thanksgiving. So a few weeks away, 2 or 3 weeks away. But the letter is what you need to write to an elected representative. Choose any elected representative you want. It doesn't have to be from Florida. It doesn't have to be from Ante County. It could be anyone in the country. It can be a senator, representative, governor, secretary of education, president, vice president. You could be, since we had the election, we're going to have a new president, vice president. So you can write to them. You can write to Donald Trump or Melania Trump, even though they're on their way out. They're going to be there in a couple months. So if you want to write a letter to them, Mike Pence, just decide who you want to write it to. Any elected representative. You can write the letter to someone that agrees with your issue, or you can write the letter to someone that doesn't agree with your issue. You want to convince them to give it more attention. If they already agree with you, try to convince them to give it more attention than they already do. All right, you can say something like, "Thank you for giving this issue such a great attention, but I think we can do more." Okay, someone that doesn't support it, you want to convince them to give it more attention. Why is it important? They say, "Oh, it's not important. I don't care about it." Well, tell them this is important because blah blah blah. So you're not attacking them. You're trying to convince them to give it more attention, okay? Make sure you're aware of that. So look at the sample. Look what I got here. Kind of model your letter after it. You definitely want to put your name, your address. Hopefully they'll send a letter back to you. Email if you want to, phone number if you want to. It's optional. But at least have your name and address, because the idea is I want them to send a response. Last year I got a letter back from Melania Trump. Okay, she said, "Thank you for sending letters in. It's so important, blah, 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 blah." All right, so I got a letter back from Melania Trump. My students get a lot of letters from different people. So whether it's an email or they send you something through the mail. But if you put your email, maybe they'll email it to you instead of mailing it to you. But if you put your phone number, maybe they'll call you. So I don't know if you want to do that, but you don't have to. Okay, so that is Tuesday. Wednesday, we're off for Veterans Day, so you have a day off that day. Thursday and Friday, in my brick and mortar classes at least, my kids are going to be working on their civic participation project. So today we're working on a bill, but Tuesday they're working on the letter. Thursday and Friday they're working on their project, whether it's the letter, their poster, their paper, whatever. So this week basically I'll give you more time to work on your project. Even though Wednesday we don't have school, you're at home, you're e-learning anyway, so you're at home no matter what. But you can work on that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and hopefully in the next couple of days I'll have a definite date for the due date for the project. But keep in mind, you have to do a paper, all right? That's the 5 ways you're gonna get involved. One of them is a letter. Then you have to do a poster, visual, PowerPoint, whatever, and then this letter. All 3 things are gonna be uploaded to the project, all right? I'm gonna try to move the project from the agenda folder and put it to the top of the agenda folders so you can find it easily, so you can upload it later, okay? Excuse me. Don't forget, you also have to upload your paper, just the paper, to turnitin.com. I believe I already posted it, but I will double check because I had quite a few people ask me about it. I will double check and make sure it's up. When you're ready to upload your paper, upload it. Okay, you can do it now, you can do it before the due date, but make sure you do it before the due date, because once I start grading the projects, I will not put your grade in unless it's on turnitin.com. Okay? So all 3 things will be turned in when they're due. I will let you know as soon as possible when that's going to be. But the paper, the letter, and your visual, all 3 must be uploaded together in the same assignment at the same time. Okay? That way it's easy for me to grade it. All right? I have 200 students that I have to grade, so it takes me time. Okay? So make sure you do it correctly so I can breeze right through them. Okay, do it turnitin.com as well. Make sure you have it uploaded so I can give you a full grade on focus. And like I said, we're coming to the end of the semester. If you're not turning stuff in correctly and I can't grade it correctly, then it doesn't go in focus. And by the time you get it done, it may be too late. So try to get it done as soon as possible. Check, double check, make sure it's done correctly. Make sure it's as easy as possible for me to grade it. That way I can grade faster and more students at a short amount of time. Okay? That's it for the week. Like I said, look at Schoology, look at Focus, make sure you're up to date, make sure you're turning in everything you need to turn in. Send me a message on Remind, email, whatever, if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Other than that, have a great week, and good luck at finishing out this semester. Thank you.